Today I'm going to be showing you how to use CorelDraw, and this is a quick, simple tutorial on how to use it. So on any desktop you're going to see CorelDraw, so we're going to go over to it pretty soon, and we're going to click on it, open it up, and this is the interface that we'll get. This is going to be using the Spirit GLS and the S290, but we're going to first open up a new document. You can see that there's different things here. Change it. You can see the document. We're going to first change it to 10 inches and change it again to another 10 inches. You can see there's other things you can do here. We're going to call this one wood. It's just a thing. Leave the DPI at 300. Change it to RGB, but you can also see that there's a couple other things here. So now we're going to wait and open it up. But again, you can see that there's different types of measurements that you can do. So on the side up here, we're going to go up here. And you can see all these things here. We're going to click on Object. We're going to click on Properties or Alt-Enter, and that should open up this over here. There you're going to see we're going to use that later. And then seeing here, we can see Shape Tool, Crop Tool, Zoom Tool, Freehand Tool, Artistic, Rectangle, Ellipsis, Polygon, Text, Parallel, Connector, Shade, Shadow, Transparency, Eyedropper, and Fill. And we're just going to use the text. We're going to open that up here. We're just going to drag and drop the box, do that, and we're going to type hi, or we're first going to fix it actually. You can kind of change the things here, but we're going to make it bigger. So let's do that. We're also going to zoom in a little bit here. We're going to write hi and hello, just as a quick example. You can also change the font sizes and the sizes here. You can do stuff with that too. You don't have to do it right now. We're going to do that. So go to File, go down. You're going to see Print or Control-P. Hit that. It's going to take a little bit to load because the computer's kind of slow. But you're going to see that open. You can kind of see on the side here that there are different colors. We're going to be using those pretty soon, actually, for the hi and hello. So now you can see we're using the Spirit GLS. Now we're going to go to the cog and open up the preferences or the properties. This is the mode setting. This is the options tab, mode setting. Just kind of keep this in black and white. Set the DPI dots per inch to 1500. You can also mirror it or invert it, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to go to the pen. That's pens, but we're first going to go to advanced. You're going to see position mode here. Hit center, hit smart center. We're going to need this for the machine actually to smart center it. Image output direction, top to bottom, bottom to top. You can switch these as your kind of preferences of how the laser works. Now we're going to go to pens. So there are 16 colors of the pens. First there's speed, power, pulse per inch, raster, vector, and air. Make sure air is turned on. You want to kind of do that. We're not going to really focus on these two down here. You can see that there's two. We're going to use black and red. Change air. You can kind of move the PPI. You can kind of keep it. I like to keep it for wood at 400. The best is 50-50 at 400. But we're going to just kind of move this to 100. Move that to 100. Click OK. And now we're just going to wait and hit apply. Once that happens, hit apply. Hit cancel. We're not going to print it yet. So now click off of that. Highlight. It's going to kind of move a little bit because it's annoying, but highlight hello. Go over to the colors, click black, highlight hi, hit black, hello, highlight hello, and hit red. You can kind of see that's changed two different colors. So these are going to be working for the two different pens that we set. So the black's going to be 50-50, the red's going to be 100. Then go back to print or Control-P. Same thing. This is mainly for wood. Different types of wood will have different types of coloration. But the best I found on plywood is 50 power, 50 speed at 400 PPI. Again, just hit print, send it over the printer, you'll wait. So now we're going to open up a new one real quickly. Sorry, the computer's kind of a... Yeah. So now we're going to name this one, keep the settings the same or change them. We're going to call this one bitmap or bitmaps. Oopsie. And keep this the same. If you're doing this, it's a little bit different, but this is for imaging. So now we can grab an image once it starts to load up a new thing. We're gonna hit right click. You can see import or control I, or you go to file, do the same thing, import or control I. And we're gonna grab this STCC logo here. We're gonna grab that. It might turn out to be a little bit too big, so hopefully it won't, but I think it should be good. So you can kind of move it around like that. There we go. So now you can kind of move it around. You can make it bigger, make it smaller. You can grab the center, bring the center up here. So the big thing is you don't want it to clip. This is clipping. It will not print. Try to make it fit in a way that it won't clip. But right now we're just going to kind of keep it tiny. And bitmaps, you can grab anything from the internet or a picture that you have. And we're going to make it 0.5 also. And we're going to keep it black so it prints at the 50-50 for wood. This is for wood burning, but again, go back to print. Do the same thing. Go into the preferences or the cog, whatever version of CorelDraw you're using. Takes a little bit. This computer's not the best that I'm running on or was recording this on. Again, using the Spirit GLS, go that. Change the DPI again to 1500. Same thing. CorelDraw Smart Center, top to bottom. Now, for this one, we're going to turn on air. Again, always want that air on. For wood burning, I think probably turning the speed down a little bit to at least 30 to 35, kind of keeping this at 50 will make it nice. You can play around with this. This is kind of like options that I like, but you know, we're going to bring it up a little bit. I think put 35. Yep. Keep that at 50. Keep the pulses different. You can kind of bring it up. We're going to bring it up a little bit to about 500. Kind of give it a nice thing. Now we're going to hit OK. And we're going to wait to hit apply. And you can hit apply and print. And for bit matching, there's also settings that you can play around with in the bitmap options up at the top. We're not going to really play around with that, but now we're going to open up a new file just to show another thing. Open up a new one. And we're going to call this one acrylic. So for acrylic can be cut. Same thing. Keep the things the thing. If you're doing different types of things, again, you can change the dimensions. Whatever you're using, make sure you measure it. So we're going to now be using the object properties. We'll make a shape. We'll grab the rectangle shape. So you can see that. Now we're going to make it into a hairline, which means we're going to cut it actually. So you can kind of grab the edge a little bit. It's kind of a little bit finicky to do. I had a little bit of an issue trying to do it, but it's going to turn that. But what you want to do is actually go back into this setting here, hit the eyedropper, and then click that, and it should make the outline green. So with a hairline, we're going to make this green, or any color you want to, but we're just going to make it green right now. And let's add some text. I think we're just going to add a little bit of text here. Just make it a little bit bigger, 36. 48, whatever you want. I'm just gonna write, hi, how are you? And again, same thing. Go click off of it, go into file again. Sorry, go into print or control P. Sorry about the dog, if you heard the dog. And we're using, again, same printer. We're using the CO2 laser, which is the Spirit GLS. The other printer, the S290, is the fiber laser, which will be mainly just used for aluminum or types of metals that we're using. It's not powerful enough to cut, sadly, but you can cut acrylic with this one. Again, set it to 1500. We're going to go to pens. We're going to make it air. So this is the part where I'm talking about. So for the green, well, usually it's red, but for the green, turn off the raster, set this to the max, which is X. So there's no pulses. Set it to 100 and set this to 20. I found that to be the best. So for this, we want to do repeats. Repeats will be how many times the laser goes around. We want 6. The max is 20. And that's what we want. Make sure air's on. So for acrylic, the best I found to be was 2585. So 25 speed, 85% power at sorry, this is an annoying kind of thing to do, but at 1500 to be the best. So the PPI makes it either rigid or not rigid. So we want it more, we want the acrylic to be really smooth, basically. And kind of show you here what I mean. So 30 is basically like a quarter. This will be super smooth. For acrylic, I found it to be nice, but this doesn't really matter for that. The DPI, again, smart center it. Again, top to bottom if you want to. Keep it like that. And we're going to hit that. We're going to hit apply again. And for this one, you want to highlight the text again and make it black or any color that you're choosing, but press cancel. Sorry, I was clicking way too fast here. There we go. So do that, go to the sidebar again, hit black, so you highlight it black, go back to that, go back to print, and then you can print it. So this will cut it out. This will cut 6 times, and you can always repeat it again. If you're doing this, you can always repeat the repeats. If you think 6 is not enough, you can do way more on acrylic. Don't do this with wood. You don't want to catch the wood on fire. You could technically do it on wood, but it's not really the best. But again, I was doing something and I forgot. Oh, I must have hit the wrong thing too fast. This was a voiceover. Oh yeah, so actually, if you want to make sure that it applies, go back into the settings and then just hit apply again to make sure that you feel like everything's correct. You can do this on anything, but the main things that we use at the labs that I go to school at, which is community college, is we use wood, acrylic, and aluminum. We're gonna make another one called cutting. This is basically to kind of show how you can cut a straight line. Same thing here, but you don't really need, this is a kind of an example that we're going to do here. So we're going to use the connector tool. I kind of get confused here with the connector tool and the parallel tool, but we're going to use the connector tool to basically make a straight line. And then I thought this was the right one, so I kind of was like, oh, okay, whatever. Kind of was like, oh, did the wrong thing here. But now we're going to make it, this is kind of where I mess up a little bit because it's confusing. Make it a hairline. So I click on it, trying to figure out, and I don't know what this came up. I was like, okay, that's weird. Try to click on it again. I was like, oh, okay, I don't. So I was trying to click on it, and then I figured it out. It wasn't clicked on. It was clicked on. It was clicked on the wrong thing. I basically had to click on the parallel thing, and it was messing me up. So then I realized that, and was like, oh, okay, I fixed that problem. So again, hairline. See, I see it right there. I'm like, oh, okay, there we go. So now it's fixed. So I was looking at it, I'm like, okay. So that's why it was messing up. So do it again. The hairline, I'll just ignore that. Not really ignoring that, but just, again, hairline, so many points, just make sure it's point set. We're going to set this one to red. And again, it was really confusing. I wasn't setting it to red for my end. And I was like, oh, okay, this is weird. So I wasn't clicked on it. This is kind of a tutorial on how to do stuff, but then when you click on it like that, you can see it now how it's on it. So I'm just like, boop, and now it's red. So once I click off of it, it should be red. So now that's red, and we're gonna go back into the printer settings. And actually, this is kind of an interesting thing. So you can print this here without using anything else, but you need to make it a different color because the program needs to have the smart center on to actually run the laser. It's kind of an annoyance thing, but it's not a big deal. So again, make sure you go up to this again, set that high. You want to make it a clean cut too. So set the pen. Again, the settings, I did turn off the raster, do that. I set it all the way up. 25 or 2000, 6 repeats. That's what I found for my personal taste is what I like to do. But again, if you're using this, you can do it. So the black here is actually what's going to be the smart center. But then I forgot about that on the video. But we're going to wait to hit apply, open up a million things by accident because I was clicking too fast. Make sure that's on because then it will run. That's how I was taught to do it that way. So make sure that's on, and then just make sure everything's set. Hit apply. as it waits because this is a slow program or slow computer. Hit print, and that should print. And basically, what you can do is that will print that will cut a straight line on a piece that you want to basically cut out, acrylic or any type of thing, but mainly for acrylic. Let's open up a new one. This one's going to be for metal. So the metal uses any types of metals use the CO2 laser, or the fiber laser. Again, so the settings are the same. If again, tinker with them if you want to, but kind of for basic, just we're going to keep it the same. So for metal, again, the same thing. You can't really cut with metal. You can't really cut it. I've tried it. I've tested it. It takes the laser's too weak to do it, and it kind of sucks. But I did it like 30 times. I did it like at least 100 times at a super slow speed, and it did not work. The laser is just not powerful enough to cut through metal. I was having problems here trying to get the thing working, so I was like, okay, what's wrong with this? It was working originally, and I guess I had accidentally hit it too fast or had not changed it initially, so that's kind of a thing. Make sure you change the font size first before doing it, because it's kind of an annoying thing to do. Some programs are finicky like that. I'm not sure if it was just me messing up or that, so I was like, okay, that's not working, I don't know why. Try this again. And it's me trying to figure out what's going on. Why is it? So I just decided to zoom in. It's a lot easier, but I don't know why it wasn't working. So I just zoomed in and I was like, okay, it's not a big deal. So right metal. I think I just typed in etch and then cut. It just has an example. We're gonna show 3 different types thing here. Again, same thing as always. It's pretty basic. Go down to print, go to the preferences, open up the settings, set this one. This is different actually. This one sets to 3000 DPI, which is dots per inch, if I didn't mention that. Makes it, just again, the quality makes it a lot better, makes it a lot cleaner. But this is also using a different laser, so we're not going to use this laser. We're going to use the S290 LS. So this is the fiber laser, which is mainly used for cutting wood, or sorry, cutting metal. Same thing here, just keep it black and white. It's what the printer does, it just prints it black and white. Again, you can do the same thing here. Smart center it, because it's always helpful. You always want to, because that's how the laser runs. So now, the frequency, don't really touch that. It's basically like the frequency of the wave, or the metal. PPI, same thing as like wood. You can kind of just tinker around with it, as I was doing. You can always mess around with it. Each color will have differences in that if you want to mess around with it. But for metal, or for the aluminum that I found, 50/50 was the best at 400. So 50 speed, 50 power at 400 PPI, frequency at 30. Again, make sure the air is on, make sure smart center's on, and go. You can still cut them with the waveform and the repeats, but it won't really cut through. This laser specifically won't cut through it that we have at the college. But yeah, and then you can do the same thing. Highlight it, grab the color that you want. So black for the first one, red for the second one, and green for the third one. And you can do different things with that. And each one will have its setting, and each one will be different. So again, do that. If you always want to check, make sure that you always go back into the preferences and make sure it's applied, because sometimes it doesn't work, or sometimes you're going too fast, and that's a big problem to have. Again, that's the name of the laser, that, and hit print. And yeah, that should be it. Thank you for watching so much. I appreciate it, but that is it. That's for using the CO2 and the fiber laser. So have a good one. Thanks.